Alex Eala just stunned defending champion Leylah Fernandez at the $1.64 million DC Open, and the fans absolutely erupted. But this wasn't just an upset, this was a battle of Filipino pride. The Filipina superstar entered the match with a target on her back, but she wasn't intimidated. Facing the defending champion on her turf, Eala unleashed a performance that left the tennis world in shock, and the defending champion without answers. The crowd of supporters filled the stands, flags waving, as Eala broke Fernandez's serve time and again. Is this the moment Alex Eala announces herself as a true threat in Washington? Washington, D.C., July 29, 2026. The stands are electric, the Philippine flags are everywhere, and on the court, Alex Eala is about to face the defending champion. But this isn't just any second-round match. This is a showdown between two women who share something far deeper than a tennis rivalry. They share blood, they share heritage, and they share a mutual respect that has turned what could have been a bitter feud into one of the most compelling storylines of the tournament. After a grueling 2-hour and 26-minute battle against Olympic champion Qinwen Zheng, where Eala fought back from a set down to claim a 4-6, 6-4, 6-1 victory, the Filipina superstar knew exactly what awaited her. Standing across the net would be Leylah Fernandez, the defending champion, the world number 34, the woman who had already beaten her once this year. "I think it's going to be a very tough match for me," Eala said after her first-round victory, her voice steady despite the exhaustion. Leylah is such an amazing player and an amazing person as well. This was not the bravado of a player trying to intimidate her opponent. This was genuine respect. The first time they met on the singles court was at the Stuttgart Open in April 2026. It was a match that Eala would rather forget. Fernandez, in devastating form, dismantled the Filipina star 6-1, 6-4 on the indoor clay courts of Germany. The Canadian's movement was too crisp, her variety too overwhelming. Eala left the court with a lesson she would carry with her all the way to Washington. On any given day, against any opponent, you have to be at your absolute best. But there's a story behind that loss that you don't see on the scoreboard. A story about two young women with Filipino roots who have become mirrors of each other's games. A story about respect that began long before they ever faced each other. Earlier this year, Fernandez was asked about her Filipino heritage and what it meant to represent the community on the global stage. Her response was telling.
"It's definitely a big part of who I am," she said. "My mom is from the Philippines, and I've been there many times."
"I feel the support, and I know a lot of the people are watching." When asked about Eala, Fernandez didn't hesitate. "She's a great player. She's young and she's doing amazing things. I think it's really cool to see another Filipino, especially a lefty like me, doing great things on the tour." She even called Eala a mirror of herself. "We're both lefties. We both have Filipino roots. We both fight for every point. It's like looking at a mirror sometimes." And then there was the praise from someone who knows both players intimately. Naomi Osaka, the former World 1 and 4-time Grand Slam champion, told the media before the tournament, "Obviously, she's an amazing player. And it's funny, both of them are lefties." Of Eala, Osaka added, "I think she's incredible. I think she's a star. And it's just really cool to have someone like her that people can look up to. But now the respect must be set aside, the friendships must be put on hold, because the defending champion is waiting, and Alex Eala knows she has to be better than she was in Stuttgart. She also knows she has the crowd on her side. The Filipino fans in Washington have not disappointed. Tournament chairman Mark Ein revealed to the media that over the past month, more than 80% of the ticket inquiries were about one player, Alex Eala. When you look at the amazing players here and how many great stars there are, it says some things about Alex's following. Obviously, she's become an icon in the Philippines, but worldwide. Having her here is honestly one of the really great things that's already happened this year. Now, under the lights with the flags waving and the chants echoing, Eala must find a way to turn respect into revenge. What would you do if the person standing across from you was a mirror of your own game, and the defending champion who had already proven she could break you? For Alex Eala, the answer is simple. Fight. Just like she always does, just like she did against Zheng, just like she's been fighting her entire life. To understand what makes the matchup between Alex Eala and Leylah Fernandez so special, you have to look beyond the tennis court. You have to look at the bond that has formed between these two young women. They are mirrors of each other. Lefties, Filipino heritage, fierce competitors who refuse to back down. Fernandez, whose mother hails from the Philippines, has been open about her admiration for Eala. Alex is super kind, she shared in an interview, describing the Filipina player as both humble and determined. On court, Fernandez said she admires Eala's fearless approach to the game, calling her fierce and very determined, adding that she plays with elegance and intensity. We're fellow lefties, so it's always nice to see, and she's super aggressive on court, so I know there's definitely great things coming, Fernandez once said. She's achieved a lot this year, and I hope it continues. The first time their paths crossed in a meaningful way was at the Hong Kong Open in October 2025. During a players' party, they found time to bond, and Fernandez couldn't stop praising her fellow Filipina. Alex is an amazing person, a great player, she said. I'm excited to see what the future holds for her. But the bond goes deeper than just tennis. Both players understand what it means to carry the hopes of the Filipino community. Fernandez, who has visited the Philippines multiple times, has spoken about how her heritage inspires her on and off the court. The Filipino roots definitely inspired me on and off the court growing up, she said. Every time I visit my lolo in Mississaugas, they introduce me to Filipino food and culture. She also admitted that hearing Filipinos call her their own always touches her heart. I'm extremely honored that they follow me, that they cheer for me, and that back in Manila, back in the Philippines, they introduce me as their own, Fernandez said. Now, they were facing each other in Washington. In their first singles meeting at the Stuttgart Open in April 2026, Fernandez had dominated Eala 6-1, 6-4. But that defeat had taught Eala something valuable. She had seen up close the level required to beat a player of Fernandez's caliber. And she had used that lesson to fuel her rise. My coach said, she's not going to go down easy, as you can see. She's going to fight. You're going to have to take the match. Fernandez recalled after their Stuttgart match. Now, Eala had the chance to prove that her evolution had brought her level to match Fernandez's. But beating the defending champion wouldn't be easy. Fernandez was still one of the most dangerous players on tour. Washington, D.C., July 29, 2026. The William H.G. Fitzgerald Tennis Center has been buzzing all day. But nothing could have prepared the crowd for what was about to unfold. The defending champion was on her turf. The crowd was electric, and Alex Eala was about to deliver the performance of a lifetime. From the very first point, it was clear that this was not the same Eala who had been dismantled by Fernandez in Stuttgart just 3 months ago. The indoor clay of Germany had favored the Canadians' crafty game, but the hard courts of Washington were a different story, and Eala was ready to write it. The match began with both players testing each other. Fernandez, the 2021 U.S. Open finalist and a player who thrives on momentum, came out firing. Her movement was crisp. Her variety was overwhelming. The Canadian broke Eala's serve in the third game and raced to a 3-1 lead. The crowd, packed with Filipino supporters, fell silent for a moment. But Eala didn't panic. She had been here before. Just days earlier, she had fought back from a set down against Olympic champion Zheng Qinwen, winning 6 of the final 7 games to complete a stunning comeback. I think I've already had that comeback mindset in me, Eala had said after that victory. It's definitely a mindset that you have. I've had more experience now to implement that mindset at the higher level. That mindset was about to be tested again. Fernandez held her serve with confidence, her left-handed game causing problems for Eala, just as it had in Stuttgart. The Canadian's ability to redirect the ball, to take time away from her opponent, to force errors. It was all on display. But Eala was reading it better this time. She was anticipating. She was ready. And then, the turning point arrived. Trailing 3-4 in the first set, Eala found herself facing a break point. Fernandez had been relentless, but Eala dug deep. She saved the break point with a crushing forehand winner. The crowd erupted. Philippine flags waved everywhere, and from that moment on, the momentum shifted. Eala broke Fernandez's serve in the very next game. The roar that followed was deafening. Fans who had traveled from across the East Coast, from New York, Virginia, Maryland, and beyond, were on their feet. They had come to see history, and they were about to witness it. "I think I really try to not look at the bigger picture," Eala had said of her mentality during tense moments. In moments like that, small details can give you those opportunities to change the match. You want to go out of the court with the peace of mind that you gave it your all. She was giving it her all. The first set slipped away from Fernandez. The second set became a masterclass. Eala's ground strokes were deeper. Her movement was sharper. Her decision-making was flawless. She began to dictate rallies, forcing the defending champion to scramble. And when Fernandez tried to change the pace, Eala countered with precision. The match was now hers to win. The Filipino crowd responded with chants of "Eala, Eala" that echoed across the stadium. This was the moment that tournament chairman Mark Ein had predicted when he revealed that over 80% of ticket inquiries were about Eala's matches. Over the last month, the ticketing team says at least 80%, if not more, of the requests in this tournament are about "when is Alex Eala playing," Ein had said. It's not an exaggeration. And now she was about to deliver. What would you do if the defending champion was standing across the net from you and the entire stadium was cheering your name? For Alex Eala, the answer was simple. Keep fighting, keep believing, keep proving that she belonged. Washington, D.C., July 29, 2026. The match against Leylah Fernandez isn't just about revenge for that Stuttgart defeat. It's about something far bigger. It's about momentum. It's about rankings. And it's about proving that her comeback against Qinwen wasn't a fluke. It was just the beginning. Alex Eala entered the DC Open ranked world No. 28, coming off a historic Wimbledon run that made her the first Filipino singles player to reach the fourth round of a Grand Slam in the Open era. She has 1,666 ranking points to her name, a career-high total that has established her as one of the most exciting young players on tour. But here's the part of this story that should excite every Filipino fan watching. Eala is defending just 70 ranking points for the entirety of the North American swing. Those 70 points came from her second-round appearance at the US Open last year. That means every point she earns in Washington, Toronto, Cincinnati, and at the US Open will be pure gain. No points to defend, no pressure to maintain last year's results. Just opportunity. A victory over Fernandez would send her to the quarterfinals. And a quarterfinal finish at the DC Open would give her 108 ranking points, instantly eclipsing the 70 she earned